The following material contains strong language and adult content. Please be advised.
Well, my honey's off to work, the kids are headed to school. Slim and Adam Bum about to act a damn fool. It's the morning routine. Hey, yeah, the morning routine. Yeah, you got Adam Bum and Slim. They doing them. It's the morning routine. Good morning. Morning routine, y'all. Woo!
What up, everybody? It's your boy Adam Bomb back once again with another episode of the Morning Routine Podcast. If you haven't hung out with us yet during our live shows, make sure to check those out Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on www.vaporradio.com. You can also download our app on all iOS and Android devices and enable our Amazon Alexa skill. Go into the Alexa app, search Vapor Radio, enable it, and you are good to go. We appreciate all the love and support. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, you can always email us at mailbag@vaporradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at VaporRadio1. That is the number 1 at VaporRadio1. Facebook.com, search Vapor Radio, like the page, share the page, tell all your friends and family about it. We definitely appreciate it. We're growing more and more every day, and we can't thank you guys enough. So enjoy the podcast, and peace out. Megyn Kelly being released from NBC for her blackface comment. If I was a good DJ, I would have had it queued up here, but I don't. So the gist is basically she made a comment on her show live that dressing in blackface wouldn't necessarily be a problem if it was part of like a costume, or if it was in kind of, basically she was trying to spin it like a positive way. If it was being dressed up in a positive way.
Okay, so she didn't actually dress up in it?
No, that's why I was asking. Yeah, no, she didn't dress up in blackface. She made a comment.
Oh, they made it seem like she dressed up in it, homie. I didn't know this.
No, yeah, so this is why I had a different opinion. Yeah, so she made a comment stating that in her day, it wouldn't have been such a problem to dress up in blackface if you were doing it in the correct way and not in a negative manner, such as dressing up in a costume or, you know, some other way, not using it in a negative way that people have used it. And NBC ran with that, and now they've dismissed her. And for a second, okay. Did you know she was making $25 million a year? They signed her for 3 years, $75 million. So much damn. I don't even like that lady. $25 million? God damn.
Oh my God. And she came from Fox fucking News.
Yes. So yeah, so that's the gist of it. And my thought on this, and I'll go ahead and go first. I understand it's a tough time right now. Trump is an idiot. We live in a time where a lot of negative reactions, a lot of negative stories towards the Black African American population is being shown in our media. I get it. We get it. But the other side of this is, how soft have we gotten? And again, I only say this because her comment isn't that she wants to dress up in blackface to make a joke or make a mockery of Black people, African American people. I'm going to say them both because I don't want to offend anybody, but she didn't say that it was a negative thing. She was just saying that there shouldn't be a problem if somebody wanted to dress up with in blackface and in a positive manner, whether it would be a costume or something of that matter. So go ahead.
Here's the deal. NBC committed something that I'm totally against.
Yeah.
As a progressive, and as somebody who really even when they fucking banned Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, you motherfuckers are gonna start allowing Silicon Valley to tell us what we can see and what we can't? Sure, these people are problematic. Sure, something is... But to fire somebody for something they said is literally the ultimate example of going against our Constitution.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
And I felt this same way when Roseanne got let go. And I heard her on a podcast with Joe Rogan.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm getting off track. Let's go back to the Megyn Kelly thing real quick. So, yeah, my whole thing is like, I think they were wrong. I think NBC is wrong. I'm not a fan of Megyn Kelly by any means, but she didn't say anything bad. She made a comment saying that in her time, it wouldn't have been such a big deal. It wouldn't have been so bad for someone to dress up in blackface if it was in, like, I don't want to say positive, but it is in a positive way, as a costume, as part of making the wardrobe or the costume, whatever it may be. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to dress up in blackface and mock black people, African Americans.
I just literally thought about something, man. If she said this on Fox News, nobody would have fucking batted an eye.
Of course not. Of course not.
It's so amazing, right? So I think what's hilarious here too. Right, so they fired her on the basis of the backlash.
Yes, that's what it came down to.
They didn't fire her on what she said, because if she said that and then just went passing with fucking flying colors, nobody would have said shit.
Absolutely.
But somebody ran with it. Some website probably, or something, because it's what happened to Opie and Anthony. It's what happened to Anthony from Opie and Anthony.
Oh yes, yeah, that was a big deal.
Okay, where he tweeted something he typically said on the radio. He always said racist shit on the radio.
Yeah.
So him to have tweets that alluded to that because a black and African American woman attacked him.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous. And the only reason why the company fired him is because, like, Gawker, one of those websites at the time, picked him up.
And that's really what it was for Megyn Kelly's too, is she got a lot of backlash from a lot of her coworkers. And really, a lot of people are saying that she was kind of pinpointed because she got into it with the president of NBC. She made some comments about the way they handled the Matt Lauer thing. And then Al Roker got on and made a public statement, and they kind of had this like town hall discussion about her specifically without letting her be there to defend herself. It was kind of just like a really shitty thing. Like the way they handled the whole situation, I was like, you know, you guys could have really done a lot better job with this. And you didn't, and you handled it wrong. And again, I'm not a fan of hers by any means. But I don't think that what she said was directed towards black people, African Americans, that it was a negative thing. She wasn't saying bad things about them. She wasn't trying to make anybody feel bad. She was just making the statement that...
Weird to fire somebody off of that.
Yes. It's ridiculous.
Like, that's really just hitting the First Amendment as hard as you fucking can.
Welcome to America. Welcome to Trump's America.
Wow.
Yeah. So...
I'm shocked it was on a liberal network, though, too.
Yeah. And then, so we'll circle back around because we touched on it, the Roseanne thing. You know, this is obviously 5 months ago, but it's kind of back in the news only because the Connors have been, they debuted last week. And, you know, she makes this tweet. She puts this tweet out a few months back. And people could view it as a racial tweet. Because there was no subtext to it. There was no context to what she really meant. We're going to go off she took an Ambien She went to sleep. She woke up in the middle of the night, tweeted it. If anybody's ever taken Ambien, I have. It fucks with you a little bit. It can. You definitely want to take it and go to bed. Don't stay up. Don't try to fight it. It can make you a little bit wonky. I listened to a pod. She was on Joe Rogan's podcast recently, and I listened to her explain herself.
Episode yet?
And I believe her. I think she was treated a little bit wrong. I think the way that they killed her off on the show, spoiler alert if anyone's never seen it or hasn't watched that episode yet, she was the backbone of what that show was for, so many years, 20 years ago. And really her statement is, again, she maybe used the wrong example, but when she explained herself on Joe Rogan's podcast, it made a lot of sense. It made, she was referencing the Planet of the Apes movie and the way that the government works, our government works, compared to how things were working on in the movie The Planet of the Apes. Now, again, the reference may have been not necessarily the right way to do it, but if we would have given her a chance to explain herself, I think it could have been let go. Like it could have slipped by. It's just we're just a very soft country these days, and it's unfortunate because
I agree with everything you're saying, and that's all I can say.
It's unfortunate
that people are getting punished based off of the quantity of the outrage.
Yeah.
And not necessarily like now the Roseanne thing is this is not the first time she's been racist.
Right,
she's
I
had
get that
cases
too.
of decades ago.
You're absolutely right.
To do that. So of course people will always, we're pattern based as humans. We're pattern based. If we see you do something, we will always stick you to doing that.
Her record
we know
definitely goes against her.
If you hear Taylor Swift, you know she's dated a bunch of dudes. If you hear Jennifer Lopez, you know she's dated a bunch of dudes. Like, it's just, if you hear Britney Spears, she lip syncs. Like, it just goes hand in hand. So if you have a history of fucking racism, and then you want to put this tweet with no subtext and no context clues,
yeah,
people are going to just be like, oh, there's racist Roseanne again.
And that's what it came down to.
If she did it in the 80s, she can do it today.
Yeah, and that's what people did. They held that against her. They held their record against her. And I don't know. I stand by too. I think I don't know how you bring back Roseanne as the Connors without her, without trying to find a way to get rid of her, but they killed her off like an opioid overdose and trying to prove their point kind of with the whole opioid epidemic. And it was just, I don't know. It was just really, I'm a fan of Roseanne. I'm a fan of the show. I grew up on that show. I watched that show. I love that show.
Oh, so sure. You're coming from a different angle.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I just know, me personally, I know this woman as just some white loudmouth fucking woman who never could really stand on
and she is.
a policy wave, man.
Yeah, and she is.
So,
she's all over the map. I'll give you that. But I overall, I still, man, we've just
there's a lot
of
people though, bro. Bro, there's a lot of people that I am an apologist for that a lot of people would disagree with. So I 1000% understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm still a Kanye apologist. I think the MAGA shit is fucking crazy, and I really think that he's just fucked up right now. But I don't take away from his legacy ever, and I really feel that he is one of the most talented producers that we have had, and I also think that he is an incredible visionary. I think that's what a lot of his outbursts are about. I think his outbursts, especially within the last 5 years, is somebody who's that successful is still being turned down by corporations. And I think that would be frustrating for any of us trying to make a business move.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you that. I mean,
if you felt like your creative process was shut down every time because they didn't look at you as you were worthy enough, I'm going to start fucking yelling too.
But sometimes the rants that he goes on are a little bit absurd.
He's unhinged. He's unfucking
That's
hinged.
the best word. He is unhinged for sure. Someone needs to go screw those latches back together so he can try to get back on track. Because, yeah, he's unhinged for sure.
He is definitely off his shit, man. But I'll say this. I sound like a Trump supporter with everybody talking about their daddy Trump. But I feel like if you have accomplishments, you should be definitely honored for those accomplishments. And I feel like even if you want to be canceled at this moment, right? Cancel culture. If you want to be canceled at this moment, that you shouldn't take away from somebody's work.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. If you want to be outraged, that's fine. But don't act like he hasn't done anything for the black community before. And don't act like he hasn't, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, he might not be doing something for the black community now, and it speaks against everything he has done. But it still happened.
Yeah, I mean, but I almost feel like, and it's like everything that he does now, it's almost like it trumps, no pun intended, but everything that he's done in the past. Like he's just such a douche right now.
I hear you, bro. You know what it is, though.
It's tough to not. It's tough to look at what his past was compared to what he's doing now and be like, oh, but he did that. Nah, but this is what he's doing now.
That some of this, I can't help to think that some of this is Jenner Kardashian clan.
Yeah, they do make quite a few trips to the White House. There's no doubt about that. Kris Jenner has the fucking world in the palm of her hand right now, and it is so crazy.
It's fucking gross.
God,
We've never seen a family dominate a country like this.
No. Nobody.
They'll have a trashy fucking reality TV show, and one of the biggest rap stars right now is, of course, the fucking baby daddy of one of the fucking Jenners.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they're all intertwined.
Getting people pardoned. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Can't do it. This is the world we live in now. Our president is a reality TV host, hotel, real estate mogul that his dad built for him. The world,
bro, that's the shit I'm talking about. Trump has no accomplishments.
No, he's got
so
five
that's when I say
that's his accomplishment. He's got a failed bullshit school that he used that as a cover
and spent $999 million on an airline company that fucking failed.
Yes,
like he's a dummy. And the thing is,
started a nuclear war. Like, we're all gonna be dead in 10 years because of Trump.
But that's what I'm saying. So that was kind of like my point with Kanye, though. yeah, he's a fucking asshole right now, man. And he's a douchebag. And he's really doing some terrible shit. But he still put out great music projects for me to be inspired from. I feel like he's done great things, right? Trump has gone bankrupt and is the worst businessman. And he's never had to be checked on anything. And that's why he's unhinged as a fucking president.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he can still run this shit as a business and nobody can say. He just points at you. Hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. Well, this time, he's actually getting checked on it. He goes, but I don't wanna. He's a fucking baby.
A little kid in Phoenix, Arizona. Kindergartner, 6 years old. His name is Teddy. Big shouts out to you, Teddy. He recently had a birthday. Sent 32 invitations to his whole entire kindergarten class for a birthday party at a pizza place. They ordered the pizza. Oh, you already know where this is going to go. He ordered all the pizzas, had the cake. Everything was set up. Not a one person showed up. Not a one person showed up. Nobody. The poor kid sat there with nobody showing up, and his mom sat there and took pictures of everything. Of her son.
The pizza had a sad face on it.
Yes.
I don't know how the pizza was just sad. The cake was just drooping like a cock.
Yes. So
in sadness.
She goes on Facebook. She posts these videos of her sad son sitting there. Pictures of her sad son sitting there with 10 pizzas, a whole cake that hasn't been touched, jugs of juice that haven't even been opened. And
oh my
basically
God. And the mom is pissed because she spent all this motherfucking money for these shitty kids.
Yes. And basically she says, hey, internet, I hope you can give my son a happy birthday. So what happens?
Do this all
Phoenix,
the time,
Arizona, it gets around. Success. Number one, it went viral. That's what she was trying to do. Don't tell me she wasn't trying to fish for something. I'm sorry your son didn't have anybody show up. Maybe he needs to try to be a better friend. Maybe this just isn't the day of having birthday parties anymore. I don't know. But if you tell me that she wasn't trying to fish for something, fuck out of here. She went on Facebook, posted this thing. It caught wind of the Phoenix Suns, professional basketball team. They invited him, first class, VIP treatment, courtside, got to shoot around with the whole Phoenix Suns team, got high fives, got autographed jerseys, a whole entire stadium, arena said happy birthday to him, all this other shit.
This makes me so
Are you telling me she wasn't fishing for that? She wasn't trying to set that. You didn't give two shits that your son had a sad birthday. You were trying to get something out of this. This shit drives me crazy because this is where we are with social media today.
Works. No, and it works. This has been done for the last 10 years, 12 years. I've heard stories about this from time and time again about how, oh, nobody showed up for the birthday party. The best friends didn't show up. And so they put it out on Facebook, or they have the whole fucking town send letters, and they put the address out there so you can send birthday cards, and they do it, and people really fucking fall for this shit. And it's like, wow, man. But you know what? On the other side, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay. Let's see what you got. Prove me wrong. Make me think the other way.
Right now, I don't want to, because I really am so pissed about this.
Mom that was hoping maybe she'd get a little something out of this, which she did. She got front row seats, courtside seats to a Suns game. She got to enjoy the VIP treatment.
Yeah.
So tell me otherwise.
No, this will teach those other kids, those 32 kids, not to be shitty. Look, this is what happens when you ignore the one kid. If you ignore the one kid, he gets all this fucking treatment.
This is going to teach those kids, hey, send out the invites, goddammit. And then he's going to go to school. Don't any of you fuckers think about showing up. If any of you show up at my birthday party, I am going to kick all your asses. I'm going to kick your ass on the playground. You remember when I let you go the other day at dodgeball? I'm going to hit you straight in your face, Kenny. I see you over there, Jimmy. Don't fucking think about showing up, goddammit. That's what it's going to be. And then he's going to be there. Mom. Here, take my picture. I'm going to look real sad. Take my picture. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. This is the world that we live in, people.
Oh,
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Well, I knew there was a problem, bro. When that they banned saying Indian style, right? Sitting Indian style,
Native American style. Watch your mouth.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
and then there was also some schools banning grading in red pen, saying that it evokes sadness.
Oh, I did hear about this. This was a while ago.
That was a while ago. That was about 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So
you got the. Get over it.
That's the reason. That's the red pen.
That's the red pen effect. Is that what we're calling it? The red pen effect.
Yeah.
Everything is in effect now. I mean, this is just a part of kids need to.
It's a shame, man.
Up. I mean, parents.
It's a shame. Listen, this is why I've always said I was gonna be tough on my kids, and people are like, "Oh you're so mean" and all this shit. No, my nigga. You know what? Well, I always knew that I would tell my kid if my kid wanted to sing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always said I would tell my kid if they sucked or not. I would tell, hey, you suck. Get better. Because guess what? Me providing all that cushion is gonna think they're gonna get that shit in the world, man. And that's what brings this. That's what brings this.
Yeah. You gotta build tough skin, man.
I'm gonna make sure that she gets better. But I'm gonna be honest with her and be like, no, you don't sound good. Because then what happens? I tell you, oh, you sound great, honey. You sound wonderful, sweetheart. Right? And then she goes to try out for fucking American Idol or one of these shows and looks like a fool on TV. Because I lied to her for her whole life.
Hey, some of those parents, on those shows, like American Idol, hey, y'all need to do a better job of telling your kid you suck. Like I watch The Voice every now and then, and The Voice is pretty good. Some of those people on there can definitely sing. They got some pipes on them. But American Idol, that show was a joke. Like, bitch, you can't sing. Fuck out of here. You, no. I don't know who told you could, or whoever. Your parents should be. That's rude. Just rude. Making you think you can sing.
And can we find out if some of the parents were deaf?
Well, they probably are.
I would love to know if any of the bad contestants had deaf parents.
And I mean, obviously, let's be real. We all know the business. They put a bunch of those people on there for the
no,
views,
of course.
But come on. Some of those people really got through. They thought they could sing. Sorry, boo.
I tried out for both these shows.
You did?
I did.
For reals?
What
was that experience like?
Great. The Voice was better.
Okay.
I mean, we had kind of like direct access, kind of front of the line access for American Idol.
Okay.
But that's because we knew somebody that knew one of the producers.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I did The Voice. And I liked it, but here was the whole problem. So the way that they do it, it's not like what they do is when you sing to one or two people and you're in by yourself, they separate you in groups.
Okay.
In about like 10 people. They take you off to these little like rooms or whatever, and you all kind of have to like sing in front of each other, in front of one of the producers. And I didn't get a call back, but I will tell you, I learned that day how the producer's choice might be very subjective.
Okay.
There might have been a rocker who sang great rock vocals over my R&B shit, and he might have put them through. Right? So it's very discouraging in a sense of like not knowing what's real and what's not, because there was a blind guy that ended up on later that's my shorty's best friend's ex.
That's Scott dude, right?
Right?
What's
Blessing was his name.
Was it Scott?
On The Voice.
Oh, on The Voice.
No, that was on American Idol.
Oh, yeah.
This was on The
You're
Voice.
talking about The Voice. Sorry, yeah. I don't remember a blind guy on The Voice.
His name is Blessing. He was on a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I know a couple other people who knew him, but
R&B kind of guy.
he's an ex. Yeah.
Yep. I remember him.
So, but check this out. And I ain't hating. I'm not hating at all. I support the hustle. He had already had 4 albums.
Oh, so yeah.
And was already established as an independent artist. So it started making me think they really don't want to establish an artist. It's another situation, like most nowadays, where you need to have your own fans, you need to have your own push, you need to have in order for you to be even considered.
See, I had this conversation with my lady because I said the same thing, because this recent season, there was a chick on there who her dad was the keyboardist for Journey. And she was okay, but I was like, you kind of have an inside scoop to the industry. Why?
Same thing. You know who was on fucking The Voice early on? The guy who sang the Cupid Shuffle.
Oh, yeah. And they have
who else won The Voice? This girl who was the lead singer of Hey Monday, which was a group.
Yeah,
already established group back in the day. She won.
Yeah. See, shit like that, I'm like,
that was early on.
Been there and done that. They had like the chick too.
Yeah,
she didn't make it very far, but it was like the girl that she played the voice of like a Rugrat character, like, and been other voiceover stuff. Like, you're already established. Why do you need the voice?
You made money.
Yeah, like
you're taking it away from somebody who.
A regular Joe, a regular just...
Yeah, man, come on.
Like, this should be a show.
So that's when I started learning that it really wasn't
Welcome
from
to the
ground up. Like,
Yeah, welcome to the industry. Oh, there's a little insight for American Idol and The Voice for you. For someone who was there firsthand. That's awesome. Good experience? You appreciated it, though?
It was a fun experience, man.